Hello and welcome to the first episode of Shaarma Shenanigans. And today I am going to be playing Kerbal Space Program in the career mode. I know I'm pretty slow off the bat with this, but I don't really mind. So let's name our space agency. I think that's off to a good start. So I think we're going to begin like everybody does and create a pretty basic rocket to get us up as high as possible to do as much science as we can. So I think a good starting point is something like this, but that's also a bit boring, don't you agree? So let's put some of these bad boys on. And add some more of these. Now I don't see any way whatsoever that this could possibly go wrong, especially when we add more parachutes onto it. So for first rocket, I think we're done and dusted. Now, one rule I have given myself while playing this playthrough is I will not restart any flights or anything, especially if people start dying, so this is a permadeath. So here we are on the launch pad, and before I do anything else I need to fix the staging, because I keep on forgetting to do that, and that is something that I do not want to mess up immediately. So that's that sorted, and I think we'll go for the launch. See how well this goes. And we seem to be going pretty much straight up, which is quite nice, actually. So I'm just gonna bank a bit to the west. Is it? Yes, west. And try and get as much land coverage as possible. And we've also already got some map effects already. Re-entry effects. Wow, we are going fast. I'm just gonna set myself to be back vertical, and when I start to slow down I'm gonna do a bunch of EVA reports just to get as much science as possible from this first launch. But yep, we've already left well out the way of the space center, and we are slowly, yep, we are now decreasing out of the atmosphere, well, back down towards the ground, curbing upper atmosphere. Probably just gonna launch my parachutes now. And we can watch this fall down in 3 times speed. And just to get this mission over and done with, because we've pretty much done all the fun stuff now. And we're slowly heading back down towards the planet. Nothing exciting going on really, but you know, the first mission's always pretty boring, to be honest. What can you do? Ooh. There we go. Parachutes have deployed, and we still got a fair old way until we touch down, but what can we do? So this is pretty much all boring stuff, pretty standard, but it's the first mission. These are always the most boring ones. And we get into normal speed. And we touch down on a nice and lovely plateau with some lovely mountains in the background. So buddy, you can go and do an EPA report on the grasslands, drop down and plant yourself a flag. Landing site number 1. Let's take a surface sample while we're at it, keep the data, and go to the Space Center to redeem all that juicy science. Oh, that's the Science Center. Can't do anything in there just yet. So let's see. So we travelled a fair distance. Let's recover. And recover. So we got about 30 science overall now, or something. Either way, we've got enough, 25 science, so we've got enough to unlock the first section of research, and I think a secondary one as well. So we can either get parachutes or rocket. Well, we can get any of them. I think I'm going to get the parachutes just because I like having the radio mounted parachutes. So all in all, that was good for our first mission. Let's build something substantially more viable as a rocket now. Let's do this nice and quick though. Don't want to make this first episode too long. Let's see. So put some lovely Science Juniors on here. Or, no, these aren't the Science Juniors, they're the Mystery Goo. How spooky. And I'm probably going to put a pair of need to make sure that they're not in the way of the hatch though. Need to make sure that my dude can get out. Yeah, I'll just leave it for the time being. One parachute should be enough, I say with trepidation. So I'm just going to build this rocket as big as possible, really. As big as sensibly possible, anyway. Solid rocket booster on the bottom, and a bunch more. Like that. So yeah, that looks good. Let's save that as Orbiter 1 and see how far we can get with launching it. And we are on the launch pad, and turn on the SAS, throttle up, and launch. Already we're rotating a fair amount, but not much we can do against that really. Also starting to overheat a little bit, but that issue will be gone pretty much as soon as possible once this thing runs out of fuel. Oh, hecky thump. Let's get back on the mark because we're over 10k, and that's when I usually start doing the gravity turn. So let's go into the map view and watch our periapsis rise, or apoapsis rather. This is a nice and basic rock here. I quite like doing it like this. So I'm gonna raise this up until we get to about 70, roughly. I find that 70 is a good point to get to. So cut the thrust and just have myself a nice little reminder node to get myself into a vaguely circular orbit. So again, nothing too exciting. Speed up time. Apparently it's a 5-second burn, but I don't believe the burn timer for anything whatsoever. I think now's a good point to start burning, so throttling up and going back into the camera view just to watch everything as it goes by. I think I'm also going to do a bit of science while I'm here. Oh, and that stage is now completely out of fuel. Hopefully this rocket will have enough go juice to at least get into some kind of orbit. May have left that burn a bit too late to do it, but what can you do? Oh, it looks like we're getting vaguely circular. There we go. Periapsis is rising up. And that's 60 right there. Well, we're definitely in orbit. Whether it's stable or not is an entirely different matter. But who cares? Got plenty of fuel left. I think it's time to start doing some EVA reports. So, I think I'm just going to do like complete orbit around the planet and collect as much data as possible. Do another one here because I think this technically counts as the shore. Oh no, it's a grasslands. So we're soon heading into the night side of the planet, but there we go. We can do the faster time warp now. And that's the shores. Over here, I think it's the Highlands, so... Nope. Back to the shores again, or waters again. May even be able to get some higher Kerbal orbit stuff, but who knows. So at this point in time that I wish we've invented lights. There we go, we just got the Highlands. Ooh, we are now high over Kerbal. The goo feels right at home here. Unfortunately, I can't see bugger all because it's in the night side of Kerbal, so... Doing another EVA report over here and see if we're... Nope, we're still high over Kerbal, so dump that experiment. Oh. And we're starting to get into the sun again. I think the next biome that we're going to be able to get some signs from is probably the mountains and then the desert. So let's try from here. Nope, that's still the Kerbal waters. I always have a hard time trying to tell where to take signs from, or what counts as a different biome, at least from out in space. So yeah, that's a Highlands, so I think we've already got that one. Yep. So let's speed up. Because I think the next area is the deserts. There we go. So let's review the stored data. So deserts, water, grassland, shores, highlands, and high over Kerbal space. So yeah, it's a nice collection of science. I think all we've got left is the poles, but we can do that on another mission. I think now it's time to start burning retrograde and bring us into land somewhere. I wonder if that will bring us anywhere near to Kerbal Space Center. Only one way to find out, with a nice little bit of time warp. Regardless of what happens, we've still got a whole load of fuel left and a parachute. And Jebediah Kerman at the wheel, so worst case scenario, everything should go to plan. Or everybody will die. Either or. Who knows? In retrospect, I should probably turn off the... I'm nearly back, so it doesn't really matter, so... Let's see where we end up. From the looks of things, we're going to miss the space center, so I may just throttle up a little bit. A vague attempt to reach land. I'm just having a little bit of fuel on. Burn it all up. We're still slowing down, which is always nice and handy. And we are hopefully still going to reach land. Just want to make sure that we definitely reach the land. So then we can plant another flag. Because I find water landings pretty boring, to be honest. And that is all the fuel gone, so ditch that stage and coast back into the planet. And yep, we are definitely going to make landfall, I reckon. So we're just going to be on the other side of that pretty little mountain range that we saw when we crash landed from our first mission. Well, I wouldn't say crash landed, but you know, landed close enough. So I reckon we're probably going to land just off the coast. Or just on the coast rather. Hope we do anyway. I may actually deploy the parachute now. Just because I'm starting to get a little bit scared. Bugger me. So close to land yet so far. Oh well. Sure, I could just swim over to there with a bit of time acceleration and whatnot. It's still coming in a bit fast. But there we go. Should be able to handle it. Just casually speed up till we get a little bit closer to the surface. "30, 20, 10, and splashdown." And let's see, VA report out. This is a most precarious situation. Take surface sample, board it, store that data, and how long is it going to take for us to get to the... Oh, bugger that. I can't be bothered. Oh, balls, I'm going to need to get back into the... Yeah, I'm going to need to get back into the pod. Because I said I wasn't going to revert back in time because time machines don't exist. Anyway. This could take a while, so I am going to call it the end of that episode here. And I'll return to you later in episode 2. Hope you enjoyed.